Monsieur Hamilton.
Monsieur Lafayette.
In command where you belong.
Are you saying no sweat? We're finally on the field. We've had quite a run.
Immigrants, we get the job done.
Wah, 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 wah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. If you're ancient like Muxter or young like me, all ages are included. Hey, did you guys hear what happened at 10 o'clock this morning? Yes, the orange guy, he signed an executive order declaring a crime emergency in the District of Columbia, which, by the way, has the lowest crime rate it's had in 30 years. That's a lower crime rate than the last time he was in the White House committing crimes. It is a lower crime rate than Memphis, Tennessee. It is a lower crime rate than Little Rock, Arkansas, St. Louis, Missouri. But we're going to declare ourselves a little crime emergency in the District of Columbia and braggadociously tell the world I've federalized the Metropolitan Police Department of Washington, D.C. Hey, Sage, how you doing? Guess what? The Metropolitan Police Department of Washington, D.C. is not federalized. The paychecks of the flat feet are still coming from the property tax and sales tax of the good citizens of Washington, D.C. Hey, guess who the Flatfoot reports to? His sergeant or corporal. And guess who the sergeant and corporal? Their lieutenant and their captains. The chain of command is exactly the same from the Flatfoot all the way up to the mayor. No change in chain of command, none whatsoever. It goes up to the chief of police, and the chief of police reports directly to and only to the deputy mayor, and the deputy mayor reports to the mayor. Pam Bundy is involved in there, but she's not in the chain of command. Let's go over it. By the authority vested in me as fucktard Trump, by the Constitution of the United States, the laws of the United States of America, including Section 740 of the District of Columbia Self-Government and Government Reorganization Act, Public Law 93-198. These numbers probably don't mean anything to you right now, but you can Google them and you can read what I'm going to read to you. As amended, Section 740 of the Home Rule Act and Section 301 of Title III United States Code, it is hereby ordered, I tell you, it is ordered that crime is out of control in the District of Columbia. Okay, because I say it's so, it is so. I order that crime is out of control. Yeah. Hey, today I spent a few hours on the circle known as DuPont. Which one of the roads that leads to that circle, I'm not sure which one, Little Balls, that Doge kid, pretended to get his ass beat. Yes, pretended to get his ass beat. The stuff that appears to be blood on his bare chest, that was artistically smeared. We're not even sure if it's his own blood. I really do wish he got his ass beat because he deserves an ass beating. But by order of the president, crime is now out of control in the District of Columbia, which is odd because when he announced this, it will stop immediately. That was 10 o'clock this morning. This was 11 hours and 40 minutes ago. Okay. Washington, District of Columbia, is our nation's capital. He has so ordered it. It is now the capital. It's been the capital for a little while, but okay. And home to the central institutions of American governance. Yet rising violence, that means it's going up when literally it's going down, in the capital now urgently endangers public servants, citizens, and tourists. Ladies and gentlemen, and little balls, hear me out. I moved to this area in 1998, and I've never been mugged. I've never been robbed. I've never been held at gunpoint or knife point. I've been in the deepest, darkest, scariest parts of DC, and nothing has ever happened to me. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It does happen. Because when you're a pussy like Little Balls, You do pretend to get your ass whooped by some teenagers. All right. Disrupt safe and secure transportation. By the way, I've been riding the metro and the buses all these years. I'm driving too. Nothing ever happened to me. Functioning of the federal government and forces the diversion of critical public resources towards emergency response and security measures. No, Dick Wad, that was you cutting FEMA and organizations like it. All right. The city's government's failure to maintain public order and safety has had a dire impact on the federal government's ability to operate efficiently to address the nation's broader interests without fear of our workers being subjected to. So he's saying his failures with, terrorists and border and failure to stop the Ukraine war and failure to feed the people we promised we would feed. He's blaming that on this crime rate in D.C. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. The increase, which is actually a decrease, in violent crime in the heart of our republic. By the way, the heart of our republic is like in Nebraska. The heart. Okay, has consequences beyond the individual tragedies that have dominated media coverage. When I turn on the news and I see a mass shooting, it's in Florida. When I turn on the news and I see a mass shooting, it's in Las Vegas. When I turn on the news and I see a mass shooting, it is in Texas and Uvalde. When was the last mass shooting we had in D.C.? I don't remember one. Okay. Violence and crime hamper the recruitment and retention of essential federal employees. By the way, he's moved a lot of federal employees out of the D.C. area. Fuck off. All right. Undermine critical functions of the government and thus the well-being of the entire nation. I would say Doge fucked up the well-being of the entire nation. FEMA, the people who predict the weather. Come on, get the fuck out of here, Trump. And erode confidence in the strength of the United States. No, Dick Smack, that's you that's eroding confidence in the strength of the United States. You didn't stop the Ukraine war on day one. You didn't save Gaza on day one. You did. It's you, ma'am. It's you. When I say it's not me, it's you. It is actually you. I'm missing the chat, but nobody's going to try. It is fucking embarrassing. Did you see what a ball of noodle soup he was at? I didn't see the press conference. I was at DuPont Circle, going between DuPont Circle and Thomas Circle. And by the way, let me tell you, as of 5 p.m. tonight, the tents in the area of Thomas Circle are still there, and they ain't camping. He's feckless. He's powerless. Hasn't taken control the way he claims. Okay. These conditions are disgraceful anywhere, but particularly in the capital of our nation. Now, when I moved here, I used to visit a museum ship at the Navy Yard, and it was a scary neighborhood back then. Now it's a very expensive, upscale neighborhood. And when I would drive on the east side of the Capitol building, that was a scary neighborhood. Now I First Amendment audit there pretty regularly, and I feel pretty safe doing it. Okay. And the seat of federal government, like the Capitol building, like on January 6th. None of those people were homeless, and they were all from outside of D.C. Okay. Citizens, tourists, and federal workers deserve peace and security, not fear and violence. Yeah, they should not fear ICE coming in all masked up and kidnapping people. You're right. The smooth functioning of executive departments and agencies that survive Doge, courts, diplomatic missions, and the federal government demands. By the way, DuPont Circle has a camera at every conceivable angle, in and out of the circle and a block out of the circle. We have banks and businesses, and we have embassies. And guess what happens when you have embassies? When you have the Colombia embassy, you have United States Secret Service Uniform Division patrolling and helping safeguard the outside of those embassies. There's other embassies too, and there's banks. And ICE is very heavily patrolling there. How did Little Balls get his ass kicked? Can someone tell me that? How did he get his butt whooped? By the way, on WTOP on the way back from D.C. today, One of the commentators says he lives right upstairs from where the ass whooping allegedly happened, and he didn't hear a goddamn thing that night. I think it's because not a goddamn thing happened except for a staging. Okay. Where are we? All right. Federal government demands an effective law enforcement mechanism capable of halting the precipitous rise in violent crime in Little Rock and Memphis and St. Louis. Okay, not one that permits government workers to be violently attacked by mobs or violently. The last government workers that got attacked by mobs were people who worked in Capitol Hill. The January 6th mobs. There are no mobs. We do have our shootings. We do have our stabbings. But we don't have government workers violently attacked by mobs. That is pure fucking bullshit, other than January 6th. All right. The magnitude of the violent crime crisis places the District of Columbia among the most violent jurisdictions in the United States, below Memphis, Tennessee, and Little Rock and St. Louis. And yeah, okay. In 2024, the District of Columbia averaged one of the highest robbery and murder cases, and that is an actual bullshit. 2020 to the end of 2024, we saw the lowest crime rate in 30 years. That's Biden, that's Trump 1, that's Obama 2, Obama 1, that's Bush 2, that's Bush 1. That goes 30 years. That's a while ago. People visiting DC won't feel safe with the National Guard and ICE roaming around. Well, as of today, I haven't seen any National Guard yet. We will keep an eye out. As fake orange president, I have the solemn duty to take care of that our laws are faithfully executed. And, oh, by the way, he's going to Russia, he says. He said it twice, not once, but twice. He says he's going to Russia on Friday. He's not going to Russia. Russia's coming to Alaska. Okay. Let me see. And sacred. Okay, I'm being goofy. Section 2 is the important part. Okay. Who live in our nation's capital, including federal workers who live or commute to the District of Columbia. These conditions cannot persist. We will make the District of Columbia one of the safest cities in the world, not the most dangerous. All right. We will keep an eye on that and see if safety improves, or if it stays the same, or if it gets worse as we distract the Metropolitan Police. And that's where Section 2 comes in. Section 2, Services of the Metropolitan Police Department of the District of Columbia. I determined that the special conditions of emergency nature exist that require the use of the Metropolitan Police Department of the District of Columbia, Metropolitan Police Force, for federal purposes. Are you guys shocked? Does this sound like something new? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all age, this has been going on since 1971, since home rule. When the federal government in D.C. wants Metropolitan Police Department to assist, they assist. They always have, and they will always will. And they will continue under this silly executive order. Nothing is really changing so far, including maintaining law and order in our nation's seat of government. If January 6ers come to the Capitol building again, we can have the Metropolitan Police step in and help out. Protecting federal buildings, national monuments, and other federal property. Okay, did the little balls get his ass whooped at the Washington Monument? No. Did he get his ass whooped at the White House? No. Did he get his ass whooped not too far from a red light district? Apparently, yeah. Okay. Hey, ineffables, that we are ineffable here. All right. How you doing, Dick Kiwi? I'm sorry. Federal buildings, national monuments, and other federal property. Really, nothing has changed there. And ensuring conditions necessary to the orderly functioning of the federal government. Effective immediately, as we've done since 1971, the mayor of the District of Columbia, the mayor of District of Columbia, parentheses, mayor. Somebody don't speak so good English, man. shall provide the services of the Metropolitan Police Force for federal purposes for the maximum period permitted under Section 740 of the Home Rule Act. In other words, do the math. It started in 1971 and it's continuing today, and it will continue tomorrow. Okay, let me break it down. The measure, I'm reading off of my notes now. The measure enacted under Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act, which allows the president, when declaring an emergency, even if it's a fake emergency, to temporarily assume control of the MPD for federal purposes. Hey, Metro PD, we need some backup at the Washington Monument. Okay. Nothing's changed. The Flatfoot's boss is still the sergeant. The sergeant's boss is still the lieutenant or captain. The captain's boss is still the chief of police. The chief of police boss is still the deputy mayor. And the deputy mayor's boss is still the mayor. Pam Bundy, you only have control when something's going on at a federal building or a federal park. Which brings me back to the homeless removal. Thomas Circle is a traffic circle. There are several roads that come to the circle from different angles, and they convene on a circle. And it's like the National Lampoon's European Vacation, where they keep driving around in front of the Buckingham Palace. Okay, it's not that bad. You merge in, you go to the exit you want, and you merge out. No big deal. On the outside of that road that makes the circle is city property. The road is city property, and on the inside of the circle is a little National Park Service park. Yeah, they have benches and shade and people picnicking or walking or jogging or whatever. The tents that make up the tent encampment are not in that National Park Service park. They're on the outside of the road. They're on city property, sometimes a bank property or an apartment complex property, and the city and the apartment complex people, whoever owns that property, I would agree they should try to do something about that. But the federales are not going to take the Metropolitan Police Department and say, you got to move those homeless people. Can't be done, won't be done. Trump, you're full of shit. Anyway, I'm hyped up. There are 9 of you in the chat. I see Muxter's here. I don't know if anybody else is here. Operational control of the, okay, basically with this, I'm going to put it, I'm going to put it in the chat. You guys are welcome to read it yourself and Google any of the terms, the Home Rule Act, any of that shit. Disactivation of the National Guard. Even the mayor agrees. Yep, you can do that. The mayor of D.C. has never had operational control of the D.C. National Guard. And that's why D.C. wants to be a state. For one, they have more people than some states. And two, every jurisdiction has a National Guard that belongs to their chief executive that's not the president, they're state level, DC. DC pays more taxes than 13 other states. There are 13 states whose citizens pay less taxes than the DC. I'm talking about federal income tax. DC pays more federal income tax and they get 0 representation in Congress. Yeah, they have one lady who gets to speak, but she has no vote. There are no senators. North Dakota has fewer people than DC. They get 2 senators. South Dakota has fewer people than DC. They get 2 senators. And they have a National Guard that their governor has operational control of. Well, anyway, this struck me as really cool. The president can flap his gums and lie to us about how bad the crime rate is now and call it a, what do you call it? Scroll up to the title. Crime emergency in the District of Columbia. He can do that for 48 hours, for 2 days. He can declare a crime emergency in 2 days. If he wants to go further, Congress has to say, yep, yep, Mr. President, you can keep on going for 30 days. And they likely would, because the Congress is run by the Republicans, which we are renaming to Trumplicans. But where are the Trumplicans? Oh, they're on vacation. That's right. That's right. When they voted to pursue the Epstein files, the Speaker of the House put us all on vacation until the first week of September. It's the 11th of August. There's a few more than 2 days between now and when Congress comes back, because they're hiding from the Epstein file thing. Killamilla, how are you doing? Showing some love. Well, I'm spoken for. I got Holly, man. I got Holly. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to clear up some things. Oh, I can't remember her name. The representative of DC's on Rachel Maddow right now. Huh. All right. I think I'm done. Unless you guys want to goof off, I'm going to stop sharing, because sharing is caring, and Jimmy Crackcorn, I no longer care. I'm kidding. I care. If I didn't care, I wouldn't be up here making a YouTube video about it. Killa, why? That's a good to hear. Oh, what's good here? Okay, things are okay. People aren't paying attention to me, except for Nerdy, who's laughing at me. And Muxer's banning people. And yeah, all right. That's cool. That's cool. 9 o'clock at night. I can't think of it. Well, 9 o'clock. What am I? 9:38. Oh, I left that up there. Then the FBI should investigate what? Investigate Congress, especially Moses Mike. Well, yeah, he's kind of a shady character himself. There's some shit about him I did not know. Yeah, he's dangerous. We actually missed Kevin. Remember Kevin McCartney? We thought he was bad. We thought Nixon was bad. Survey says Nixon is the worst president in the history of the United States. And Trump comes on the scene and says, hold my beer. Do I sound goofy tonight? All right. Well, now we have to decide, do we keep the show going on, or do we tune you guys out and tune on Rachel Maddow? And she's being recorded, so I can actually rewind it. Did Mike just get caught with his hand in the cookie jar, paying his rent with political donations? I'm not aware of that, but it would not surprise me. It's something they do. Mitchell, that's a new name to me. I think the Democrats want to bring back Sleepy Joe. They really like the country going down, down, down. By the way, silly Mitchell, when Joe Biden left office, we were the economic envy of the entire world. Here we are 6 months later, and the entire world is laughing at us. 90 deals in 90 days. How many deals have we got? 0. How much do your eggs cost now, bitch? Gas. I got to hand it to them. Gasoline is getting cheaper. Doesn't really help much of the rest of the groceries and all the unemployed people we have now, which, by the way, when Trump doges all those federal employees and businesses start to go down because, all that money's not being spent at the little restaurants, it just kind of crumbles. And then Trump's pick counts it all up and says, we're losing jobs. Trump says, you're fired. How did Trump make gas cheaper? I'm not saying Trump did it. I'm saying gas is cheaper. I've been wanting to talk shit about it when it spiked. It didn't spike. I mean, it went down. It came back up. Right now, most gas pumps I'm seeing are less than $3. I'm like, holy shit. All right. But that, I'm pretty sure that has nothing to do with Trump. And if it does, what about all the other prices? There's a big reason, and nobody ever comes to this channel. Hey, Mitchell, people who want to hear the truth, people who want to have fun. Yeah, people do come to this channel. You're here. You're at this channel. Killa's here. Mitchell, I thought I saw Muxer in there. Yeah, I'm not a very good panel host. I admit it. But do you have 180,000 views on one video? Yeah. All right. I didn't think so. Okay. Or do you have other people taking your videos and getting 14 million out of them? Yeah, I got a lowly 10 people watching right now. All right. Make DC safe again. Yeah, no shit. Southeast DC used to be scary. Now I can walk. I don't go to the bars anymore, but if I did, I would have no discomfort walking at 2:00 in the morning. Now, in 1998, I'd be scared shitless. Yeah, like I need an armored car. I need to roll up my windows and lock my doors. Not anymore. You know what, GMK? What happened? Oh, well, yeah, 371 views. All right, Mitchell. Ooh, 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 ooh. Good job, Mitchell. Outstanding. Apparently have a backstage crew. Thank you, backstage crew. I love him. Nobody likes your channel. Yeah. Cliff said something like that like recently. He's right. My panels, yeah. My live streams, is that what you call them? No big deal. You know what? I'm not monetized. Whether there's 9 of you or 9,000 of you, I get paid the same. All right. I'm going to read the chat for a few minutes, unless anybody else wants to chat, come up on panel. I'll probably just go watch Rachel. She's more fun than talking about gas prices. Mitchell, both sides are point of service. Yeah. And using to people, using to get money off our back. Oh, yeah, okay. All right. Hey, all right. Hey, I have a video with 20 views. Suck on that. Oh, go, Muckster. Elect your joke of the day. Wait a minute. Let me think. What is 6 inches long and puts a smile on a woman's face? For the answer, go to Just Muckster. He's got the answers. Muckster's got all the answers. He's better than Chat GPT, you know? Wyatt says Todd needs to get out of his basement. Wyatt, I'm in my basement. Of course, I did walk around DC for a long time today. Killa says, hi, Muckster. And Killa says, laugh out loud. All right. Yeah, Mitchell, you're right. I'm boring myself. I don't even want to watch my channel right now. So I think we're gonna say goodnight. So long. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, saying goodbye. Where's the end stream button? Right the hell.
Are you mad? Are you bothered? Just a little? You seem mad.